The Curse of Nyama Village. In a secluded village, surrounded by dense forests and vast plains, lived a woman named Zawadi. She was known for her beauty and her skill in preparing yellow sweets that everyone in the village adored. However, her life took a tragic turn when she unexpectedly lost her husband. The tradition of Nyama village stated that a widow should mourn for a year without forming any relationship with another man. Otherwise, it was believed that the spirit of the deceased would seek revenge, punishing both the woman and her new lover. But why did this tradition exist? Who had established this rule? And more importantly, could the spirit of a dead person really act in the world of the living? Over time, the pain of her loss was replaced by another suffering. Rumors began to spread that Zawadi had been responsible for her husband's death. Suspicious glances followed her through the village, and her presence was increasingly avoided. One night, while returning from the market, a group of young men called her, offering to buy all her sweets. With the promise of a generous sale, Zawadi bent down to collect the sweets, but was brutally attacked by the men. When she woke up, she was alone, left by the edge of the forest. When she cried for help, no one would listen. The villagers believed it was the spirit of her husband punishing her and rejected her. Only one young woman, named Abeni, approached and helped her back home. The pain and humiliation marked Zawadi, but she decided to seek justice. The next day, she went to the village chief to report the attackers, but was horrified to discover they were the chief's own sons. Instead of listening to her, the chief believed his sons, who claimed she had seduced them. In an instant, the entire village turned against her, calling her a liar and dishonored. With no one to support her, Zawadi lived in silence until she discovered something unexpected. She was pregnant. She sought the village chief again, hoping he would do something, but he refused to see her. Desperate, she went to the market square and, in front of everyone, shouted her story. But instead of support, she was ridiculed. Only Abeni, the young woman who had helped her before, showed compassion, approaching her and assuring her that she believed her. Overcome with despair and the feeling of betrayal, Zawadi decided to end her life. But before doing so, she cursed Nyama village. Never again will the cry of a baby be heard in this land. The next morning, they found her lifeless body. The village ignored her death, attributing it to the revenge of her husband's spirit. But the years passed, and something strange began to happen. No children were born in Nyama. Couples tried to conceive, but every pregnancy ended in failure. The elders consulted the gods and received the answer they feared. Zawadi had cast the curse before she died. The village chief sought guidance on how to break it, but the gods remained silent. Despair set in. Some villagers suggested marrying people from other villages, but even that didn't work. For over 10 years, no baby was born in Nyama. Then one day, a woman named Neema became pregnant. Everyone was surprised. How was this possible? She gave birth to a healthy girl, becoming the first woman to have a child in over a decade. The mystery took over the village. Why was the curse not affecting her? The answer lay in her past. Neema, before marrying, was known by another name. Abeni, the only person who had shown compassion for Zawadi. Before she died, Zawadi had not only cursed the village but also left a blessing. The only person who showed her kindness would be spared from the curse. Abeni, now known as Neema, had been the one to extend her hand when everyone else rejected her. The news spread quickly, and the entire village was shocked. If Neema was immune to the curse, did that mean those who showed kindness and repentance could be freed? Driven by hope, a group of women who had been trying to conceive for years approached Neema. They begged for her help, convinced that somehow she could intercede for them. But their proposal was absurd. They asked Neema to allow their husbands to sleep with her, believing this would break the curse. Horrified, Neema refused and kicked them out of her house. But the women, desperate, began spreading rumors that she was the true cause of the village's infertility, attracting more anger towards her. The atmosphere grew hostile, and Neema realized that, just like Zawadi, she was becoming the target of the people's hatred. Amid this tension, her daughter fell gravely ill. Her stomach swelled in a terrifying way, and Neema, in panic, ran to the village healer. However, he refused to help, saying that if she did not want to share her blessing, she did not deserve the god's assistance. Desperate, Neema watched her daughter wither away without hope. Her husband, seeing that the village refused to help, tried to seek aid from outside the village, but he was stopped by the chief's guards. It seemed as if the village wanted her daughter to die. Then, one night, a small group of women secretly approached her. They were some of those who had spread rumors against her, but now they seemed repentant. They revealed that a group in the village, led by the chief, believed that sacrificing Neema's daughter could break the curse. The child had been poisoned to die slowly. These women, feeling guilty for what the village was doing, risked their lives to find an antidote outside Nyama and now delivered it to Neema. Without hesitation, she administered the cure to her daughter, who began to recover before her eyes. Neema broke into tears, thanking the women for their unexpected kindness. The next day, the villagers were shocked to see the girl healthy again. Everyone realized that their efforts to bring harm to Neema's family had been in vain. Then, something even more surprising happened. Some of the women who had helped Neema began to get pregnant. The truth finally came to light. Before she died, Zawadi had cast a curse but also left a way to break it. Only those who showed kindness and repentance would be freed. Over time, the villagers began to understand the weight of their actions. But for many it was too late. The village chief, who led the persecution of Neema, never had descendants, and his lineage disappeared. Many of the men who had attacked Zawadi died childless. Their homes became empty, their names forgotten. Only those who showed true repentance and helped Neema were blessed. And thus, Nyama village began to slowly rebirth, learning the most important lesson of all. The good we offer to others always returns to us, just as the evil we spread can destroy us. Moral of the story: the truth always finds its way, even when everyone refuses to see it. Our actions have consequences, and injustice will never be forgotten. A kindness can be a light in dark times, and sometimes the only key to breaking a curse. Let me know if you'd like me to modify anything.